Hey everybody, it's a Saturday morning. If you hear any noise in the back that way, other than the AC blowing up above me, I am recording a new techno set on my OBS, in which I'll be premiering this evening at about 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And as always, I invite everybody, man, woman, child, to come listen, crank up the volume, dance at whichever spot that you're in. Most of all, enjoy yourselves. Have fun. I look forward to you all being there this evening. Now, I'm going to show you a little something here that a gal pal on Facebook, which I'm friends with, she posted this earlier this morning. And it's something from KSLTV.com. I'm going to show the headline right here. And this is pertaining to the recently departed Jack Russell, the singer from the band Great White. And as you know, Russell died this past Thursday at age 63. But I don't know if this is poor journalism or just ignorance, kind of both. I'm going to show it to you right now. Check it out. Now, the gal pal who posted this said something, and it makes kind of sense. She says, quote unquote, "Is this kind of headline really necessary? Seriously, are there any media folks / outlets that are empathetic at all? Or mindful of what they say? Seems that despite the years that Great White has been around, since the mid-80s, or the start of the 1980s, I should say. The first time I've heard any of their songs was back in 1982 or 83. But yet, seems that people have a hard time letting go of that Rhode Island incident. And let me give you the description of what I'm talking about here. Back in early 2003, Great White was doing a show at a place called The Station in Rhode Island. Some pyrotechnics were fired off, causing a big fire to the curtains behind the drum kit. Whole place went up in smoke, burned down to the ground. Many people tried rushing out all the exits, the entrance doors they could find. All in all, 99 people perished as a result. One of them being the band's co-guitarist. And immediately, almost right after that incident, many people within the media circuits focused the blame on the band Great White. In fact, one magazine, a tabloid magazine to be exact, even had this headline, "America's Most Hated Rocker," depicting Jack Russell as a pyromaniac, a guy who likes to set things ablaze just for the sake of it. Wrote this fake-ass article depicting him as a murderer, saying it was his idea to put the pyrotechnics in there. Now, one source stated that the band did not want to use any pyrotechnics because it was a small-ass venue. In fact, Scott Ian of Anthrax described it as a dive to end all dives. Apparently, the tour manager came up with the idea, and as a result, he was found guilty of 100 counts. He did about 15 years. Actually, he's still in prison. He's got a few more to go. But the fact that some of these journalists today only know Great White from that concert fire back then. But yet they ignore the songs they released it throughout the years. Their cover of Babe, I'm Gonna Leave Ya, the Led Zeppelin tune, Rock Me, Mr. Bone, Stick It, the cover of The Who's Substitute. I remember seeing the video for that. Their multi-successful cover of Ian Hunter's Once Bitten, Twice Shy. Their tender ballad, The Angel's Song. They release a lot of good songs. But yet, some of these journalists rather focus on this tragic event other than their legacy. Now, I think one of the problem is, or actually one of the problems I should say, excuse me for that, is that some of the journalists today are probably not aware of the songs that I mentioned. Probably not aware that they released videos for these songs back in the day. They're probably kids or the young adults or possibly in their 30s or 40s who only know their childhoods from the 1990s most likely. Needless to say, they probably weren't even born, let alone around, let alone in kindergarten when the songs that I mentioned were being played endlessly on the radio stations and on the old MTV. And it's also safe to say that that fire at the station was probably one of the first times Great White gained any publicity in how many years? Their last hit song was one of the ones I mentioned, their unplugged version of Led Zeppelin's Babe, I'm Gonna Leave Ya. And if I remember correctly, that came out, I believe, in 1993. So it's been a long time since anybody heard anything from Great White. Not just music-wise, but newsworthy. Now, I don't know the name of the individual who came up with that headline, but whoever did it needs to be schooled big time. They need to realize that somebody that they're doing a story on has done other things other than the main one that they're focusing on. So, what do you think, folks, of this? Was it ignorance? Poor journalism? I seem to think it's both. Either way, they could have gave more details on Mr. Russell's legacy, his life, and his career, other than what happened in Rhode Island in 2003. Let me know what you think in the comments below. In the meantime, I'm going to take me a quick shower and let this record. I got about 30 minutes to go. Subscribe to my channel. Hit that like button and that notification bell. And like I said at the beginning of this video, look for my new techno set to premiere later on this evening at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Everybody enjoy your weekend.